Welcome to Breaking the Silence with Arthur, Nick, and Nicole, a podcast that dives deep into stories, struggles, and triumphs of extraordinary individuals. Join me as I explore powerful narratives, uncover hidden truths, and celebrate the voices that refuse to be silenced. Whether it's personal journeys, social issues, or inspiring achievements, the episodes are designed to enlighten, engage, and empower. Get ready for some candid conversations, thought-provoking insights, and a community that believes in the power of speaking out. Let's break the silence together. Welcome to another episode of Breaking the Silence with Arthur, Nick, and Nicole, where you can unleash your inner voice. So today's guest is another artist in the spotlight. Y'all know I love rocking with the artists. I love putting them in the spotlight. Today I have Desmond Parson. He is a singer, a songwriter, vocalist. He plays many instruments, but piano is one of his favorites and mine too. He didn't know that, but that's mine too. So I'm so excited about putting him in the spotlight today and finding out, why he started this journey. So after the countdown, please welcome him to the Breaking the Silence platform.
Through the storm, we always seem to give each other what the other needs. Now the sky is clearing, sunny, but it doesn't seem to be so clear to me. All we vested, every trial and tribulation, will I've given.
How you doing?
I'm doing well, and yourself?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for being a guest on Breaking the Silence. I can't wait to hear how your journey started.
Oh, wow. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. So tell everybody a little bit more about yourself, maybe that I haven't already said, but please don't give them too much now. We got to have that conversation.
Absolutely. So I'm from the Washington, D.C. area. I found out at a younger age, I want to say 3 or 4, that I didn't want to just listen to music, that I wanted to be a part of the community that created the music. And so we're talking early 1980s, just loving the music that I was picking up. My family was listening to at that time. It became my music and became the soundtrack of my life growing up, and just been a lover of music ever since.
Nice. I love it. So family background in the music. Nice. So who are some of the songwriters or musicians that have influenced your style the most, and how has it impacted your songwriting over years?
My top tier, or my top 3, would definitely be Stevie Wonder without question. If you know me, you already know Stevie Wonder is number 1. Michael Jackson, followed by Earth, Wind, and Fire. They did what I would call inspire. So they entertained, but they also inspired me. They had lyrics that spoke to being better through spirituality. Michael, of course, Man in the Mirror. Stevie with Higher Ground. I mean, there was so many things that these artists not only did they entertain, but they inspired me. And so I pray that the same is done with my music.
Nice. Yeah, you said Michael Jackson, Stevie, Earth, Wind. Woo!
Absolutely.
Yes, those some good. That's a good blend of music. I'm kind of stuck in the 90s era. I'm way back even before the 90s though. Music was music. Now Absolutely. I don't know what to call it, to be honest.
Well, it's a slippery slope. I mean, I think there are a lot of artists that are still pioneering, but at the same time, it's a little different than it was from, say, the 70s. You mentioned the 90s as well. I think the 90s was kind of almost a resurgence of the 70s, but a lot of groups from In Vogue, Boys to Men,
Mm-hmm.
reminiscent of the 60s and 70s. But I think there is still a lot to be said, especially with, today's climate. But yeah, it is different though. But yeah, that's why I love that music from that era so much.
Right. So, is there a specific song you've written that feels the most personal and meaningful to you, and why?
Absolutely. So the New Me, which was the title of my first album in 2020, allowed me to come to a point where I call it my own declaration of independence, where I wanted to live for me, be happy for me, and that, I was good enough on my own merit. There's
Okay.
not a school or a degree or a person that's going to um, give me that validation. That only comes through recognizing who I am and who God made me to be. So I would definitely say the New Me is that song. Like I said, like my own personal anthem, if you will.
Nice. I love it. So, do you have to be in a certain mood to sit down and write a song, or you can just let it flow?
Both. It used to be I had to be inspired. It could be, I'm, you know, crushing over someone, or it could be, maybe I'm upset about something. But now, it can flow both ways. And it's a challenge for me, but I love it. Where I'll go to the mic. I compose my own music, but to go to the mic and just kind of scat or say, what is the music telling me? What is the music dictating to me? And so I've written a lot of songs from that perspective. On the other side of the coin, I've also been inspired. There may be already a thought. Um, and the music kind of just lends itself that way. So it's happened both ways.
Yes. I write poetry and stuff. And so with me, I have to be in a certain setting. Like I have to either have the music or it has to be really quiet where I can really think about it.
Right.
And I have to be driven by some type of emotion. So shoot, you
Mhm.
winning if you can do it either way.
Well, it's the writing process for me is ever evolving. Shout out to all of the artists, and from poets to lyricists to MCs that can just flow. And for me, I'm learning to do that. I'm learning to my writing and creating process is ever evolving, and so it's new to me, and I'm like, can I do it this way? But sometimes it kind of works itself out. So I'm just happy that the process is still continuing to evolve.
So how do you know when a song is finished? Because I can sit down and write something. I'm learning now to not even put a title to it now, just start writing. But songs and poems can go on and on. So how do you know when it's finished?
Well, if I've conveyed, if it's a story, if it's linear, meaning you're telling the story and you've kind of tied the loose end up by the end of the song, then obviously there's nowhere else to go. Um, and I'm thinking in terms of song, sometimes less is more. You can say a whole lot, and now it's just, gone are the days where you had a single or a song that was like a 7-minute long song.
Mm,
They want you to get in and get out, and so now the music kind of dictates when I've had enough or when it's time to be out. There's one song in particular I did called Sideline. One of my actually my shout out to the UK, is my first chart topping single over in the UK, and they were like, Desmond, this is a good song, but the only problem is it's too short. It was like less than 3 minutes. I didn't realize it. I even had a artist on the song with me. Um, I didn't want to stay around too long. I didn't want to, like, all right, we done with this. But the music for me dictates when it's time, maybe add some harmonies or some ad
mhm.
libs. But most importantly, if you've told the story from beginning to end, you can get out of there.
Right. But you know what? I just did a tribute to Frankie Beverly
Mm.
2 days ago. And man, you before you heard the words, you heard all the instruments, I was like, come on, Frankie. Now
Yes.
that's how songs was though, like 7 to 8 minutes long. Now it's under 2 minutes, or it's 2 minutes, or it's 3 minutes, but that's when music was really music for real.
Absolutely, and of course, rest in peace to Frankie Beverly. Yeah, music. You had a chance for the song to even the intro. Sometimes it'd be a minute before you get to think of Papa was a Rolling Stone.
Yes.
Like
Yeah,
it took a
right.
minute before they even got to the 3rd of September.
Exactly. Exactly. But it was a hit
Yes,
though. It was a
it
hit.
was. It was. Now you only have certain amount of seconds for a single, or before you come in and hit that first verse, and then you're out because it's microwavable now,
Yeah.
which is just this, isn't the best format. Sometimes we want to sit there and let that song sizzle and you get to that
Right.
point, but people's attention spans are, you know,
So quick.
oh, very,
You're right.
absolutely.
You're right. So we're gonna get into your first song, Be Here.
Baby, do you really wanna be
We got the chemistry. Well, it seems to me got everything we'll need. That's why I'm so confused. I could just leave it be and get the milk for free, but that life just ain't me. That's why I'm telling you, if you're gonna be here.
All right, so put me in the creative process for that song. What was the story behind that song?
So again, that's "Be Here" featuring Leia, who's it's an amazing artist out of Memphis, Tennessee. That, as I mentioned earlier, I composed that music. To me, it was like neo soul meets Sade. I was still thinking of Sade when I created that, but um, the music was there. I had the music for months, but I didn't have a hook, anything, and at one point that hook just came to me. If you're gonna be here for the moonlight, you got to be here for the sunrise. And so I liken that to, you've heard of fair weather friends. Well, they're fair weather lovers. They're people that'll come around, obviously, for the good times.
Right?
But as we know it, life is lifing. And so in the midst of us, maybe being affectionate and or more so, and but bills, jobs, people dying, all kinds of life happenings. Where is this person in those times? So
Ooh,
I'm saying, if you're going to be here in the moonlight being, obviously sometimes when stuff goes down,
okay.
but when the sunrise, when we're over that part, and now life is lifing.
I
Where do you
love it.
stand when those things happen? So that's what that's about.
Wow, you know what? I did see. That's why I like to ask questions behind the story behind songs because I didn't get. I thought it was a love song, like. But you saying if you're gonna be here doing the good, be here doing the bad. Wow.
Exactly. And so just like a lot of your Netflix or your movies that you watch, where you think the person, so a lot of people think obviously it's a man and woman in this song that we're singing to. And even if you look at the video, you may think that we're singing about each other. We're singing about the same thing from a man and woman perspective. So, just like you think of Eddie Murphy and Boomerang, how
Mhm,
the Robin Givens character, they switched roles, and so she was the I guess quote unquote male figure, and
mhm.
he was the vulnerable one. And so we were talking about the same situation from both the man and woman's point of view. So I wanted to do that on purpose because I don't want you to just, you obviously you see a man and woman singing in the same song, you're thinking we're singing, to each other. And I do have songs where there are duets where something kind of sweet featuring Nana Serve, where we are talking, the characters are anyway about each other. This one is man and woman in the song. We're just singing about the same topic, just from our points of view.
Right. Wow. I love it. See, I ask every artist that come across the platform, and I get a different answer. So I started running this same question about lyrics or beat. When
Hmm.
it comes to a song, Which one do you think is the most important for a song, lyrics or beat?
Um, I'm going to say beat, and the only reason I say that is because you need to draw the listener in. So a lot of the music that we listen to, we weren't adults until we realized that. For instance, Billie Jean. I just was thinking Billie Jean was not my lover since I was, 7 or 8. I didn't
Okay.
realize this was a woman that's saying, I'm pregnant with your child." You know what I
Oh, I
mean?
didn't know that.
Yeah, it's deep. It's deep. And so obviously you hit it, psst, 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 you drawn into the music
Yeah.
and you dancing and all that. Michael, revealed, years later that it was, very commonplace for him and his brothers to, women saying that they were pregnant by him or his brothers, and Billie Jean just happened to be Michael's, and so it's like that was going on in that song.
Right.
He moonwalked on that song, So I say the beat because the music draws the casual listener in. Now, once they're in there, now the substance is what the person is focusing on. Now, you've been dancing. My aunt was listening to a Lil Wayne song about the officer. I can't think of the name of the song, but she realized that she started listening to the lyrics. She was like, "What?" Like,
Was it
and
Miss
so
Jackson?
I forget the name of that song. It'll come to me, but the will that song.
Oh, yeah, Miss. I think that's Miss Jackson.
Yes.
Yeah. So what he was talking about?
So I mean, it was I guess the what was happening. I think there was like an encounter, if I'm not mistaken. It was like a sexual encounter that happened. So she's dancing to the music, and then she realizes what it's about. And so I think I was just sitting there cracking up, but I would say the beat. I would say the music because it draws the casual, somebody that just, I'm not focused on it. I'm driving or I'm cooking or I'm whatever, And now that I'm tuned in, now I'm listening.
Exactly. You're the first. Like it's very few that come across the platform that choose the beat. But like I said,
Mhm.
the beat draws me. It has to be a good beat,
Right.
and then I'm gonna listen to it on repeat, and then eventually the lyrics are gonna come to me. Now everything is coming to me. Now I'm listening to the song full speed, so I gotta vibe with the beat first.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, I think there was a biologist, I can't remember who it was, but the reason that, God, the seeds are inside the fruit. So then, like a bird will eat like I say, an apple off a tree. The fruit or this is the sweetness around what's needed to actually replant that. And so the animal or whomever was going to eat the piece of fruit, and then the seeds drop. So once you get to the sweet stuff, so you're thinking low hanging fruit, or you thinking terms like that, where the sweet stuff is what you get to first. So
Right.
when we think in music, you're thinking of the music you get to first. Now you're getting into the content.
Exactly. I mean, the lyrics might be powerful, but you have to grab their attention first. You got to get
Absolutely.
them there so they can hear the lyrics. As not many songs that where I've heard the lyrics and the beat at the same time, but I have had a few. But I'm still stuck in the '90s era with that. I
Mhm.
hear the lyrics and the music together because
Yes.
music is just not the same for me. I
It's
mean,
it's it's not. It now. It's a double-edged sword. In the '90s, you had to have a record deal, and
yeah,
you can to get your music on a platform where you can be heard. Now,
right.
as an independent artist, it's a little harder, but with you can release music from your phone. You can
Mm,
make music on your phone.
yeah.
And so now everyone, just like social media, everyone has a platform to a certain degree where you can communicate your view. And so what happens is it's flooded. New
Mm-hmm.
music comes out all the time, and so you're not, for instance, your main artist could used to release one album a year,
Mm-hmm.
and they could tour off of that, do videos. Remember, they used to do Arsenio, all that stuff.
Yep. Yep. We telling our age now.
I know, right? I know, but so now it's like I gotta stay in your face for me to keep your attention. So
Yeah.
that means releasing music more often. That means, of course, touring and just, just content, just constantly, flooding your timeline with my music, whether it's promoting a show or product and things like that. And so with that, like I was saying earlier, it's just flooded with different artists.
Hmm.
And
It
so the
is
message
oversaturated.
is oversaturated, right?
Bad, bad. So we're gonna get into your next song, Plans.
I saw this dream in my mind, clear as day, just you and I, just doing life. And I don't mean to sound this way, but then again I do, because my mind is made, and I'm here to claim you. I made plans for you and me to be free in my mind. To make you mine. Got me daydreaming all the time. Plans for you and me to be free. And I won't rest until you're mine. No greater love will I ever find.
Now I know that's a love song. Now, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay,
Absolutely.
tell me about this song, the background.
So the background of this song is I had the music, of course, but the music reminded me of Funkadelic. It reminded me of Funkadelic has some love songs. They had love songs in their day. We know them for Knee Deep and One Nation Under a Groove,
I
but they
love
had
Indeed.
some. Oh yeah, but they had some kind of ballads. Well, they had ballads. I'll say that. And so I was thinking of what if Stevie Wonder, Funkadelic, and I think Rick James, a cameo, decided to do like a love song.
Oh.
So that that was kind of the premise behind, or the music anyway. What Plans is about is what it says. It's about a man who has serious intentions about a woman. Um, you know, making plans for us to be together. So that means, and even on the single and the video that I did for that song, Suit and Tie, so I'm serious about it, about me even uprooting where I live to be where you are, or bringing you to me. I'm making plans for you and me to be we. And so very it's like a funky love letter. That's what I called it. And so that was the kind of the premise, is that I'm making plans, I'm shifting, I'm getting my credit right, whatever whatever it is.
Whatever it takes, I want to be with you.
Exactly.
Nice.
That's the premise behind that. And so yes.
Love it. I love it. So, who are some of your biggest music influences growing up, and how have they shaped your sound?
Absolutely. So as I mentioned Stevie Wonder, Michael Jackson, Earth, Wind and Fire, Luther Vandross, just for his, the way he delivers a song. It's just undeniable. Prince as well, for just, I liken him as another Stevie Wonder, where he's just this multi-instrumentalist, this prolific songwriter. I mean, that's even, understating, Prince's, who he was, or who he is rather. But you talk about the 90s, so I'm heavily influenced by hip hop. Wu-Tang is my
Ooh.
without a shadow of a doubt. Wu-Tang is my favorite hip hop group, but even hip hop, Big Daddy Kane, Method Man, and Slick Rick are my top MCs.
You talking about some great artists now.
Yes.
I'm with it.
Yes. So while I can, but I don't really, I don't rap, but stage presence, maybe even a little persona, a lot of things I pull from them, storytelling, all of those artists poured into, who I am, definitely influenced me. But I mean, again, it doesn't stop there. Funkadelic, the Doobie Brothers, Hall and Oates. I mean, there are a lot of different artists that have helped shape, Desmond Parson's sound, and Desmond Parson's, stage presence and just approach to music.
Nice. I love it. So, what was your first song or album you ever created? And how do you feel about it now?
So the first project that I created was an EP from 2018 called Fruition. And so that was my first foray into creating music. I mean, I've written songs years and years before, but 2018 was my first output. Um, I don't listen to it as much. I mean, it's on my playlist. I'm one of the first people to buy my own stuff when it's
I know
available, when it
that's
comes
right.
out.
You
You know what I
got
mean?
to.
I, but at the same time, it's I think as a writer, as an engineer, I produce my own music, so um, I've grown since then. I look back at it. I mean, there are some songs that "Loving You" from the first EP. Some songs I've redone on later projects, but I'm proud of it because it was like my first. Technically, some things. And as a matter of fact, this is a fun fact. I created that EP from my iPad. This is before I even had a laptop and everything. And so I look back at it now and kind of laugh. I'm like, I wish I had a mix that, or now I have engineers that actually do that for me. But
Nice.
it
Ooh,
was my first foray, my Fisher Price, if you will. but but a lot of people, and shout out to my fans and followers. There's some people that really like that project. But I'm proud of it. It's my first, and you get better with time. You get
exactly.
better. So yeah, I'm definitely proud of that.
Awesome. So, what inspires your music? Do you pull from like, personal experiences, the world around you, or just something else entirely?
I've had all from experiences, one-on-one experiences. The music, like as I mentioned before, the music itself lends to how I feel about this song. If it's up, or does the song kind of help tell the story? But I let the musical process happen so many different ways for me. But again, it mainly depends on the music. But I've had, again, heartbreak. I've, fallen in love. I've, all of these different things have helped lend to shaping a song. So, yeah, so many different avenues to create.
Nice. You're right. So many different avenues. So we're gonna get into your last song. I say this for last. This is one of my favorites.
Okay.
Something kind of sweet.
Yes. Something kind of sweet to me.
What sugar is?
Something kinda sweet to me. Sweet to me. Can't beat your sugar.
You're what sugar is supposed to be. I never thought I could feel this way. I never thought I'd ever see the day when I could trust someone completely, taking all my fears away.
I never thought I could realize that having you in my life, I'd never need to find another. Cause your loving has me mesmerized. Bring joy.
You bring joy, bring joy.
That beat. Oh my goodness.
Thank
So
you.
tell me about that song.
Yes, something kind of sweet featuring Anna Serve. Shout out Anna Serve out of Atlanta, GA. And so the blessing in with social media is that I've got to collaborate with a lot of artists, independent artists, some of whom I've never met physically.
Mm,
In the case of something kind of sweet, uh, we've of course met since then, but Anna Serve is just a phenomenal artist, and we decided we met in 2021 that we were going to do something together, and life happens, and so
right.
time passed. And but this beat, I had this created this beat for a project for my second album, like in November. And when I heard it, I sent it to Anna and said, "This is the song I think we can vibe with." And so this was found on my Like a November album. This is actually my first number one single.
Mm.
So I thank God for that. This is the first number one. Shout out to the Urban Influencer out in the UK. They made this number one back in October of 2022, and my brother Joe Manchester playing guitar on that as well. And so it was just a
Nice.
phenomenal song, one of my favorites as well.
Wow. Wow. See, I didn't even see. Look, I be in sync with stuff. But I love that song. I
Thank
love
you,
it. Congratulations.
thank you so much.
Nice. So how do you think your music has evolved since you first started?
So engineering wise, as I mentioned, I have the ability to mix and master myself. However, there's some people that have trained and studied for that. And so
Mhm.
to answer your question, I've kind of let the people at Popeyes cook the chicken, if you will.
I
So
know
I let
that's right.
so I let they can engineer professionally mix and master. But more importantly, as a songwriter, writing from vulnerable places, for a man, that's not always we were taught to be tough and hard and all of these
Yeah.
things. But at the same time, we have feelings. We have, and that's, I think, a lot of the mental health challenges that we have is that we're trying to suppress these vulnerabilities.
Mm.
And so through my music, I think I've let people in and see, maybe like even from the new me to other songs where, I have feelings. We
Right.
have feelings. We hurt, we hurt just like women do and just like any person does. And so I think as a songwriter, musically, I try to. I want my goal for my music is for someone to listen to it and it's like it sounds familiar,
Right.
but it's
Okay.
new. Meaning, it sounds like maybe the chord changes or that he went to the bridge or he changed keys or just the groove. It might remind you of something like it. I don't know what it is, but
I
it's a
think you
new
did
song.
that now. I think
I,
you did that.
I
You did that.
thank you, thank you, thank you so much.
Yes, you have accomplished that. You don't have to worry about that no more. You have because that song, that last song, and the first song, "Be Here," sounds familiar,
Oh
and it's
wow.
it's a vibe. It's
Oh
they're
wow.
just a vibe. I'm just gonna be real, with just a vibe. You
Oh,
accomplished
thank
that. You
you.
don't have to worry about that.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you so much.
So, how do you want to be remembered as an artist? What legacy do you want to leave?
Well, if you follow me on social media, in addition to my music, I want this platform to be a place where I have positive messages, affirmations. As I mentioned before, I want to inspire. So I want to entertain you, but at the same time, I want you to walk away and like, the one of the biggest blessings to me is someone said, I always, when I leave your page, I feel better. You feel better leaving than when you did coming. And so that's, outside of just being an artist and want to get paid, you know,
Right,
that's
right,
the blessing. And that's the mark I want to leave with my music is that you're entertained through my storytelling or through a real experience, but that there's something where, for instance, Michael Jackson did it with me where, if you watch, his documentary, This Is It, or, Earth, Wind and Fire, telling you, we are people of the mighty, or Stevie Wonder, like I
mhm,
mentioned, reach a higher ground, don't let nobody bring you down. These songs to speak to being better, and
right.
so I pray that, my goal is that, for my music to do that, to have that impact on people.
Absolutely. So, as this has been a great conversation. So, as we get to our last question, this is an interesting one.
Okay.
If you could change one thing about the music industry right now that could actually change you as an artist, what would it be?
The one thing that I would change um, is the messages that are put forward. It's the if you look at the landscape of particularly R&B, you don't, you know, like what do kids fall in love with? What do they fall in love to these days?
Right.
You don't have the love songs that we had in the 90s. You don't
Mm-mm,
have the On Bended Knees or Love
mm-mm.
You for Life. And, you know, as hard as Jodeci's image was, they had love songs, right?
It did.
And so it's like, and I'm, just curious, like, what do you listen to when you like a girl or a girl likes a guy or whatever? what song are is in that backdrop?
That's a good question.
What's in that backdrop for you to fall in love with? I used to, it was maybe Janet Jackson's "Let's Wait a While" or "Funny How Time Flies" when I was in elementary school, and then when I was in high school, it was "End of the Road" by
Okay.
Boys to Men, and it was like, what do they listen to now
I,
to
that
fall in love with?
Nothing, because everything is like shake your booty. It's like that getting
Yeah.
up music. That's really a good question. What? Because on bended knee would have you at somebody's window, trying to beg them to
Remember they
come
used to
back.
have the and the breakdown of the song, the person they would be like a little speaking part, you know what I mean? And then they would go back and really belt the song. Like what do you fall in love with now? You gotta be pulling from the back catalog, you know what I mean?
Something.
And so that's the thing. I think, just the landscape of you know, Stevie Wonder, it's not a well-known song. He came out with it maybe 4 years ago. It's like, where is our love song?
Mm,
Where are the Luthers? I mean, and don't get me wrong, there's still good R&B out there, and there's Kim, there's Eric Benet, there's still a lot of
yeah.
artists out there, but that's not put to the forefront like it was before.
No.
You know what I mean? And so the love songs and the wedding songs. So what do you get married to? You
You
know?
still stuck in the 90s when it comes to the wedding songs. You got to go pull a playlist from the 90s and before, because there's nothing now to me that you can
Right.
get. You can walk down the aisle to.
Yeah, it's far and few between. You have gospel, of course, but I mean the loves, the R&B. You had your Luthers or your Jeffrey Osbornes and
Mhm.
Peabo Brysons and things like that. But
You
what do
took
you?
it to the
That's just the
spice.
question I had. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Bring back the love songs. Bring back the good music. Bring back something that we can get something from. Because now, like, it's either cursing, it's either club scene songs. They say sex sells, so it's those type of songs. So it's really nothing to like just vibe to. So
Right.
I agree. I agree. So we're down to your 30 seconds of fame. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna play your countdown. And then when we come back, you're going to be on the platform. I want you to tell everybody where they can find your music, where they can follow your journey. I want you to shine, shine, shine all you want. Okay?
Absolutely. All right.
Through the storm, we always seem to give each other what the other needs. Now the sky is clear and sunny, but it doesn't seem to be so clear to me. All we vested, every trial and tribulation, will I've given.
Peace. This is singer, songwriter, R&B, neo-soul artist Desmond Parson. You can follow me. You can follow my journey on Instagram at I am Desmond_Parson, YouTube Desmond Parson, Facebook Desmond Parson. New site dp.com is coming soon. New music is coming soon this fall, so stay tuned for that. I'm also on Bandcamp. My entire catalog is there as well. Of course, all the streaming platforms, Apple Music, Spotify, Amazon. Again, thank you everyone who follows me, who listens to my music, and just pray that you have a blessed day. And stay tuned. We got so much music coming soon, much more music coming soon. And shout out to everyone who has been a part of this journey with me. Peace and blessings.
Nice. I love it. I love it. I want
Thank
to
you.
thank you again for coming on the Breaking the Silence and letting me shine the light on you. I'm rooting for you. I cannot wait to see what's coming next, because you're going to bring all those love songs back. You're going to be the one. I know it.
Yes. Oh, thank you. I pray, I just, again, my goal was to be a part of that community that just gave to that pool of music that we listen to. So, somewhere where it's between That's the Way of the World and You Are the Sunshine of My Life, Plans Plays, stuff like that. So
Exactly.
yeah, so
Exactly.
I'm just grateful. And again, thank you for having me on this platform and in a platform like this for artists like myself. And you be blessed. And again, thank you so much.
Thank you. I appreciate you. And thank you to everyone else out there that has been tuned into this amazing episode about Bring That Good Music Back. I'm telling you, I know Desmond is going to bring the love songs back where, like, on Bended Knee, it's going to be his version of it, and it's going to be great. And you're going to have something to go down the aisles with because, man, music today is just not the same. If you ever listen to anything from the 90s and before the 90s, you would know that I'm not telling no lies with that. Music is not like it used to be. Music used to be something that I vibe to in the car. But now, to be honest, like I said, I listen to my artists that come across the platform because their music is different to me. It's nothing like, if it's not the 90s, it's nothing like the 90s, but it's the playlist. Their music are great, but this oversaturated, music industry, can't see the music. So y'all continue to be blessed. Y'all make sure you follow his journey, stream his music. Let's get him paid now, because it's only 1 cent to stream, and that's the sad part. That's the challenge they go through. So make sure you stream his music. He has some amazing, amazing music. So stream it, follow him, and see where this goes. So until next time, remember that you matter. Your life matters. And anything that you're trying to do in your life, you can do it. You just have to start. So until next time, continue to break the silence with Author Nick Nicole. Later.
Through the storm, we always seem to give each other what the other needs. Now the sky is clearing, sunny, but it doesn't seem to be so clear to me. And all we vested, every trial and tribulation,